Hello, everyone. Welcome to our webinar, How to Dominate on Amazon this Q4. We are so excited to have you. Happy Q4. We're in the midst of it, which is why we thought it was really important to host a webinar to give you some tips on things you can implement that will move the needle right now. So everything we go over today will you'll be able to implement immediately, and we're going to go through how to do just that. So we'll get started. All right, so since we're spending an hour together, I thought we should introduce ourselves. So my name is Katie Kapka. I am Kaspien's inbound marketing manager. I've been with the company for a little over 5 years. I had the opportunity to build the inbound marketing team from the ground up. So my team really focuses on influencer marketing, social media marketing, coupons, Amazon Live, all that stuff that's bringing traffic inbound to the listings. My work nickname is Official Starbucks Fund Coordinator. We're all working remotely now, but when we were in the office, I would often coordinate runs to go get coffee because that's necessary. When you registered, you might have seen a different face of my co-host. Jen is actually covering for Jeremy, and we are so lucky to have her. I turn to her for so many things, so I think you're going to get a wealth of knowledge from her, and I'll let her introduce herself.
Yeah, thanks, Katie. My name is Jen Johnston, and I'm currently the digital marketing specialist here at Kaspien. I've been with the company for almost 6.5 years now, and I've really bounced a little bit all over the place, it feels like. Mostly, though, I was on the current SEO team where I built that team from the ground up. And SEO really focuses on listing content, building A+ detail pages, brand stores, anything that's listing facing. My new role, I'm not technically part of that SEO team, but I still work very closely with them, as well as our paid advertising team, Katie's inbound marketing team, and I'm kind of just a catch-all player on the marketing team right now. My nickname was also Team Mom. That was a pretty old name, also pre-quarantine days, as I was the person that would essentially try to herd cats to play sports together with soccer teams, softball teams, you name it.
Thanks, Jen. Actually, a few housekeeping items. Please ask questions in the chat. We will do a Q&A at the end. And there's also a handout that you can see for GoToWebinar all about Amazon Live, and I'll address that when we get to that slide. This webinar this recording will be sent out to you by end of day. So please watch your email for that, as well as the presentation. So I wanted to quickly introduce our company. We are formerly known as eTails. So if you haven't heard of Kaspien, you've probably heard of eTails. We started in 2008 as a third-party seller, and we've evolved to offer an agency and software division as well as retail. So we really offer pretty much every service when it comes to marketplaces, as well as provide software for our clients. So that's a little bit about us, and we are so excited to be talking to you today. So let's dive in. Today we'll talk about the Q4 landscape. It's obviously very different this year versus last, so we'll quickly touch on that. And then you can see all of the great services that we will go over, and we'll talk about what they are, why you should use them, and how to implement them. And then we will end with a live Q&A. All right. So Q4 2019 was a very different time. If you are a seller, you probably had a great season, just as Amazon did last year. Prime Day was in July, like usual or like normal, and it was just an all-around great quarter for Amazon sellers. This year it's different. There are a lot of headwinds as well as tailwinds. So we had Prime Day that happened in October. You're seeing, some of these headlines are saying that might affect Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales. Amazon is limiting inventory. So there are quite a few headwinds. However, there are a lot of tailwinds for our industry as well. So, as we live in Washington State, and there are a new round of restrictions that just went into place. And so, especially in states like ours, Amazon and the marketplaces are really where, I personally and people I know are turning to. And so Amazon and the marketplaces right now are really the most consistent place to reach your consumers still. And make sure that they can still get your products. So if ever there was a time to be, working hard to make sure you're making the most of this quarter on the marketplaces, this is it. So that's what we're going to dive into and talk about today. So I'm going to turn it over to Jen to go over the first two services, and then I'll pick it back up for the second half.
All right, perfect. Thanks, Katie. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So one of the first tips, and potentially one of the more basic tips, is just to make sure that both your listings and your keyword campaigns have quality keywords implemented throughout. To check this, you're just going to be doing a keyword audit of your current channel. By doing this audit, you are essentially working to identify areas of opportunity that can help improve your discoverability, both organically and through these paid campaigns that you have running. Once you've identified these newly identified keywords, you can simply implement them and you'll see a gradual boost in both organic and paid performances. And so even though we do have this as like a last minute tip for Q4, it really is a good practice to just periodically check in on popular keywords in your product category to make sure that your listings are up to date with these keywords. So you're making sure that you're front runner of your category on the channel. When it comes to how to implement, there are many ways to perform this audit, and truly every seller is going to have like their best process, what works best for them. And so there's really no one right answer. But if you were to go out and like explore what other people are doing, you're going to find a lot of similar tactics. And so today we're just going to share some of the ones that we like to use internally. One of the first things that we personally like to do is review our competitor listings, look at customer reviews, and if you have any paid marketing going on, utilize those search term reports. What you're essentially going to be doing is looking for any keywords from each of those areas that may not already be included in either your listing content or your advertising. As you're looking through these competitor terms, there might be keyword strings in the titles or bullet points, or again, the search terms reports. That's going to tell you what people are actually searching in Amazon when they click on your ads. So those are all great opportunities to find missed opportunities for keywords that you might not already be capitalizing in. Once you've harvested that list of keywords that you identified, you can plug them into a variety of third-party tools that will not only tell you search volumes for each of those keyword strings, but it will also provide you similar search strings. So as you can see in the graphic there, this is a very watered down version, but this is just a quick glimpse at like what is out there. And if you're not already taking advantage of these third-party tools, we would highly recommend you looking into it. Some of our favorites are Jungle Scout, Helium 10, and we've even dabbled with Merchant Words in the past. Most of these third-party service providers do have a monthly subscription fee, but you might be able to find some that have a more limited offering at a free service. And so once you've identified all your keywords and you've chosen the ones with the target keyword volume, search volume, sorry, that's when you can start implementing them into your listing content or your campaigns that you have running. I do have a little word of caution though, especially with updating listing content this time of the year. Whenever you do drastic content changes, especially to the product title, you can initially cause a negative impact. And so this time of the year at Kaspien, we are definitely a little more cautious with title changes, and just something that we want to share with you guys as well. Perfect. And then the next tip I'm going to be talking about is essentially just to take advantage of an exciting update from Amazon the last couple months. Amazon rolled out brand store versions, and it was a rather exciting update for marketers on the Amazon platform, especially if you're a marketer like me that really likes to plan ahead. Previously, you could only have one version of a brand store at a time. And depending on the day you might submit a new brand store or any updates, the Amazon review process could be as quick as a few minutes, could take a couple days, or it could take upwards of weeks. So by offering these versions, Amazon has made it a lot easier for marketers to have brand stores go live when they want it according to schedule. As you can see on the screen, we have a couple different options. So when you are able to create multiple brand versions, you have this opportunity to build versions that are tailored for holidays, which is perfect for this Q4 season. Another huge benefit to these versions is you can also retain old versions of stores. If you've ever built a store, you know that the second you start editing in that store builder, all your old information is gone, nothing is retained. And let's say the direction you started going, you're not a fan with, there's not an easy way to revert back. So brand store versions and storing old records is really great for us. And one of the things that we're probably most excited for is the opportunity to start testing brand stores to figure out what is the most effective way to advertise to your market. And you can do this by looking at the Amazon data that they provide, from anything from traffic, conversions, seeing how many pages people are navigating to. There's lots of data that's provided in the Amazon stores platform. And while there isn't an A/B testing feature yet, we are really hopeful that this is something that may be coming from Amazon in the 2021 year. Let's see, when it comes to implementing different store versions, it really is pretty simple if you're familiar with the platform. All you have to do within your store builder is simply click on the versions dropdown and click create new version. You build out your desired store as usual, and then when it comes time to submit to Amazon, you're actually telling Amazon what your desired live period is. So in our Halloween example, we had it scheduled from October 1st to October 30th. October 31st, because that's when Halloween is. But once the end date came, the store simply reverted back to the previous live version. So no extra work on us. This is truly like a set it and forget it opportunity for marketers on Amazon now. If you weren't to provide an end date, then the store would simply just revert back to a previous new version. So this is definitely something that I'm going to say, take advantage of this new features and also still plan ahead just in case the Amazon review period takes longer than expected. This is really just a great opportunity to show giftable item for the holiday season, or perhaps just give extra promotion for any deals that you may already be running. All right, adjusting your CPC budget. So this is one that is so crucial in Q4. As we all know, in commerce, this is truly our busy season, and more brands are trying to get a larger piece of that pie. Last year, we saw a 65% increase in ad spend in Q4. And so that is a clear indicator that if you're a brand that might have a stagnant budget month over month, there's a really good chance that you either are going to run out of budget, which leads to an inefficient campaign, or you simply won't win any placement. So it's best to increase your budget to try and combat this, to make sure you guys have a fair shot at competing for placements this time of the year. While this may be a little concerning to those with tighter marketing budgets, it is safe to say that the increase of shoppers during this season will help counteract those advertising costs. The best way to determine what this new budget should be or how much to increase, it really is best to look at your brand's year-over-year advertising trends. Try to determine how your spend fluctuated over the year, and especially note that once Q4 hits, what that increase was. But let's say you guys weren't running campaigns last year, that would obviously make it a little harder for you guys to evaluate. So you can also estimate your new budget based on sales trends that are going on right now, and then you can factor in what your brand's goals are for the remainder of the year. Once you've determined what's your overall budget is going to be, simply just adjust your daily bids to match that budget. So you take your budget, figure out how many more days of advertising you're going to actively go for, do a simple division, and that's your new daily budget. The last thing I will say on this, though, is obviously Q4 is a high sales velocity period, and because of this, you should not have just a set it and forget it strategy with these campaigns. Make sure that you have a plan to check your spend and check it often, just to make sure that you're able to adjust where fit along the way. Sponsored brand ads. So these were formerly called headline search ads, and it is a very competitive placement. But winning this placement is truly the best visibility that you can get for your brand on the Amazon search engine results page. With these ads, you can send them straight to your brand store, which ultimately takes away any opportunity for competitors to steal the customer's attention. So as we all know, let's say you had a consumer on your product detail page, they're about to convert. What do they see? There's going to be ad placements for so many other competitor listings that could potentially steal away their attention at the very last minute. If you direct them to your brand store, there's absolutely no opportunity for consumers to be distracted by other ad placements, because it truly is your brand store. Another thing to know is when creating your campaign, you can also direct traffic to a specific page within your store, making it easy to focus any advertising efforts on specific product lines that you may want to target this holiday season. And then lastly, if you already have standard product campaigns going, this is truly just a great supplement to those campaigns. As you can see in the screen grab, it is the first thing that people see on this SERP page, and it always places above traditional sponsored product campaigns. So it is just a great additional placement to your current campaigns.
Jen, would you say that creating some holiday specific sponsored brand ads would be a good tactic?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, this is like it's a hard placement to earn, I will say that. But for a holiday season, it's so perfect. Get those heavily giftable items into this placement, and you're going to lure people in and bring them to your brand store. And that's where you can really unleash like all your giftable items from your catalog.
Especially if you're using the variations and have a holiday store variation.
Exactly. They're all tying together a little bit. Perfect. So when creating these sponsored brand ads, you really need to make sure that you're using both high quality and compelling logos and graphics. You're trying to lure the consumer to click on your ad. Plus, if the image quality isn't there, Amazon may just reject your campaign entirely. So make sure you got high quality assets. If you don't have those, there are service providers out there. E-tails, oh my gosh, I just said e-tails. I'm so sorry. Kaspien, that was a habit. Kaspien has a creative team on hand that you do need help with making some creative assets. The next suggestion that we have is how to, there's a new opportunity out there, and it's called the custom image beta. Since it is in beta, not all seller accounts may have access to it, but this option does allow you to utilize additional image assets to showcase the product in a more natural way. And as you can see in the visual, it really helps the ad stand out above the rest. We did a test with this feature internally, and we compared it to the original ad. We saw the one through this custom image beta produced 9 times more sales during the same period. So 9 times more sales this time of the year, can only imagine. Obviously, it's not a guarantee, but those were just some of the results that we saw by taking advantage of this opportunity. The last thing to think about with these sponsored brand ads in general is just to determine where you are going to send your traffic. Obviously, you have the choice to send to brand stores like I previously discussed, but there are also opportunities to send to a custom landing page where you could feature multiple products like Katie called out, holiday items, or certain items you really want to make sure the consumer is seeing. Or with a video ad format, you could just send traffic straight to the single product detail page. But again, disclaimer on there, if you're sending to a product detail page, there is the opportunity that other advertisements might appear and take away from your consumer. So essentially figuring out what works best for your brand strategies and goals this Q4 when it comes to these sponsored brand ads. All right, sponsored display ads. So this is going to be the last of the PPC ad types that I'll be talking about. And these ads really help increase your brand's presence across multiple channels. So this ad's going to be reaching audiences on and off of Amazon, which is really helpful for keeping your products top of mind for consumers that might be debating a purchase. A stat from Amazon said that 64% of shoppers use multiple channels to make a single purchase. So that means 64% of people might be coming to your listing and leaving, and they're going to go on with their day. They might be researching the product elsewhere, or just going to social media, looking at news articles. These sponsored display ads are going to make your product visible on those other avenues, all of those other channels, and hopefully lure the consumer back to your product detail page to, in the end, hopefully convert. So great opportunity. And again, it's going to bring traffic back into the Amazon marketplace, which is where our bread and butter is. So these ads are incredibly easy to set up. And another perk is they will automatically adjust and optimize for conversion as well, which is convenient, but it's still best practices. It is better to check in frequently as we continue through Q4 to make sure that your ad budget is being spent properly. When it comes to implementing these, there are 2 different targeting strategies that Amazon currently offers. You can target by audience type, or you could target by product. So there are 3 different audience types to choose from. You can target by searches, which is when you're going after shoppers who have searched for keywords relevant to your product. You could target by views, which is when shoppers have viewed your product pages or similar product pages. Or you could target by purchases. And that's when you're going after shoppers who have already purchased your product and you're just going to show up again to them. So each audience really does bring its own value add and its own opportunity. And for that reason is why we personally like to target all three of these audience types for a comprehensive marketing strategy. But please note that doing this would require 3 separate campaigns to build, one for each target audience. So if this is a tactic you want to take on, just make sure that you're going to have to build 3 different ones. The last targeting strategy is product targeting, and yet another new feature. And with this strategy, this is purely on Amazon advertising. This one truly doesn't leave that marketplace, but you can choose to target consumers by relevant categories or specific products that you select when you're setting up your campaign. And I think that might be it. I'm going to pass it back to Katie for the next tip.
Okay, thanks, Jen. Just a reminder, please drop any questions you have in the chat. We'd love to answer those for you. So Amazon coupons, if you're going to implement any type of discount, I would recommend doing this. So you can, of course, do a price cut. You can do Prime exclusive discounts, which I'll talk about. But Amazon coupons, in my opinion, is the easiest way to provide a discount to your customers. And the reason why it's so easy is, we'll go through how to set it up. But the reason it's so powerful is it can instantly go live. So you can get it submitted, and it'll take anywhere from an hour to they say up to 6 hours to go live. We typically have them go live within an hour. So you're able to really nimbly set these up. I would highly recommend setting them up for Black Friday and Cyber Monday, possibly some lower coupons as well throughout Q4. But Amazon says that they increase sales by 12%. On average, we've seen them increase sales for us by 16%. So they're very powerful in terms of improving conversion rate and driving more sales. Placement, you'll get placement on the coupons page, which is a very heavily trafficked page. And then as well on the search engine results page, which is what you can see here. That's going to help you stand out from competitors. So if somebody is searching for something like a dog toy, and they're using that generic keyword, they're not brand loyal at that point. So they're going to most likely click into the listing that's showing them a coupon. So you're going to get better listing conversion rates, which is going to help the Amazon algorithm deem your listing as that it should be higher up on the search engine results page, which will only help you with sales. In terms of implementing coupons, we will go through that. It's pretty simple, and you'll get to it from in Seller Central. It's just under advertising and then coupons. So here what you'll do is you'll add your products. So you're able to add up to 200 ASINs per coupon. It used to be 50, so Amazon's bumped that up. I would recommend grouping like items together. So if you're doing here in the example, I've added a changing pad cover product. If we were going to do a coupon on all of the different color variations, I would put those all into one coupon. However, if we were going to feature something else from this same brand, but it's not within that same product line, I would set up a separate coupon. So I would have 2 coupons to manage. You're going to get 2 total placements on the coupons page, and you're going to create just a better browsing experience for your customers. Here I've only added 1 coupon for the example, but yes, you are able to add multiple products to the coupon. So the second step, you're going to select money off or percentage off. We like to use money off whenever possible. I think it's just more tangible. People can picture $5 back in their pocket a little easier than 5%. However, there is a good use case for percent off, and that is when you have multiple products within the coupon and they have different price points. You can't, if you have a $50 item and a $10 item, and you want to do an equal discount off of all of those, you can't really do that with $1 off. So that's when percentage off is useful. And you can see that we can target we can limit 1 redemption per customer. If you'd like, we typically don't. We want to get as many redemptions as possible, so we just leave it on that no option. And then budget. So another thing I love about coupons is the budget minimum is only $100. So it's a pretty low threshold to begin testing. And one thing to note is you can always add more budget. You can't take away budget once you've submitted the coupon, but you can add more. So even if you just want to test it out and try 1 coupon, add $100 in there and see what happens. The budget, contributing to is if we're doing this $5 off coupon, each redemption will cost $5. And then Amazon also charges a 60-cent redemption fee per coupon. So each coupon redemption is $5.60. And that's what the budget's covering. For scheduling, this is where we schedule. So we're going to put in the coupon title, and I would highly stress speaking to the shoppers rather than for an algorithm. You want to make it just super simple. You can see Amazon's example there is save 15% on hand sanitizers. So I would say your brand name, I would say the product, and leave it at that. And then you can target customers. So we typically like to target as many as possible, so we leave it on all, but there are use cases where you could target these other demographics. And then schedule. This is where I would recommend you schedule out in advance. So right now, you can get in and set these up for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. You can have the coupon run anywhere from 1 to 90 days. And it's super simple. If you want to end it at any point before the scheduled end date, you can always do that as well. And then you just review and submit. And that's what the coupon will look like on the coupons page. Let me know if you have any questions about that. All right, so another discount option is Prime exclusive discounts. I did want to go over this one. I prefer coupons personally, but I do think there is a time and place for Prime exclusive. It's really good to use around Prime Day, Black Friday, and Cyber Monday. And one of the big pros is there's not that 60-cent redemption fee, so you're literally just paying for the discount. Prime exclusive discounts show up on the listing. You've probably seen them before if you're a Prime member, and it says this is a Prime exclusive discount. So I think Prime members like to feel special, and that is an attractive offer for them. So there are some guidelines for Black Friday and Cyber Monday here. The product does need to be FBA eligible. I won't go through all of these, but there are a few, star ratings. The discount has to be one of the lowest discounts. So you can take a closer look at this. It's within Seller Central, or you can take a look when we send this recording out, but there are just a few disclaimers for setting these up. So here, what you do is the first step is you're going to enter the discount details. So you're going to just give it a name. You're going to say, you can see here, I just pulled this today. They now have options to mark if this is a Black Friday or a Cyber Monday discount. And that's really indicating that Amazon is encouraging sellers to use these for these holidays. Then you put the start and the end date, you save, and then you're going to upload products. And on the next page, I'm going to show you what the upload looks like. So here you can download this from Seller Central. And this is where you're going to put in your SKU. You're going to put in your discount type, so percentage off or a dollar amount off, and then the actual amount off. And then the lowest possible price is just, I don't want it to go any lower than $10. That's my floor price. And then if you're adding, you're going to add here. If you need to edit or delete a Prime exclusive discount, you also need to do this via the upload. So this is primarily the reason I prefer coupons. It's a much easier setup experience. But I do think that is worth testing between the two different discounts. And then you're going to review your discounts. So you can see there's one here that the product rating wasn't valid, it wasn't high enough. The other ones went through successfully, and then you hit submit. Let me know if you guys have any questions about Prime exclusive discounts. Okay, Amazon Live. I'm really excited to talk to you guys about this opportunity. Amazon Live, first of all, it's free. So it's a placement that you're able to chat with. You're able to chat with your consumers in real time, and it's going to drive attributable sales, and it's free to implement. I can't think of any other opportunities out there that are like that for free. So I would highly encourage everyone to take advantage of it. We'll go over how to implement. There's a few different ways to implement. One of them is going live right away. So you're able to download the app from the App Store. It's only available for iPhones right now, and you're able to set up a live stream, point your camera, and go live. So truly anyone can do this. It's an amazing experience to chat directly one-on-one with your customers, show them why your product is amazing, why it's better than competitors. And since a lot of us can't go to stores right now, this is the next best thing, really, to show, essentially show and tell your product, and then people can chat and ask questions as well. There's another option, and I will, this is actually what the handout that you guys can grab from GoToWebinar goes over. It goes step by step, very, very detailed on how to broadcast a pre-recorded video. So say that your video, you have a great video that is already created and you just want to broadcast that live, you can do that. And that's what those step-by-step instructions are. And I think that's a great option. I think there's a time and place for both. And if you're able to go live, I would recommend that. It's very authentic. You're able to interact real time, but there's also a time and place to broadcast a pre-recorded video as well. So you'll see Amazon Live if you go to amazon.com/live. And this is just an example of what one of the featured live placements looks like. So this is a highly trafficked page as well. And again, this placement is free. So you're getting, while you're live, you're going to be getting this real estate right here. And you can see down below, those are the products that you add to the live stream. And you can, you see the orange box around the bottom left one. You can move that orange box over depending on which product you're talking about. So it truly is kind of just the new QVC option. And you can also see off to the side, people are chatting and asking questions. So I would highly recommend having a second person to be there monitoring that chat, helping you out. And yeah, all in all, I think this is such a great placement to take advantage of. Once your live stream is over, it's going to go down below into a library essentially, and it's going to remain there until it's pushed out by other live streams. So you're not only getting this placement while you're live, but you're going to continue getting it likely for the next few days. So this is what it looks like within the app to set it up. So the first image is a dashboard, and what you can see 7 live streams is what we've done in the past. We haven't done any within the last 30 days. If we did, it would show any attributed sales here. So that's if somebody clicked a product carousel underneath the live stream and purchased. And then followers, you can also have followers who are alerted when you are live streaming. The very top where it says rising star, this is somewhat new. Amazon has implemented levels for live streaming. So the more that you live stream, the higher the levels, the more you level up and you get more benefits, additional placements, things like that. On the next screen, this is what it looks like when you're setting up a live stream. So you add your products here. It pulls up all products within your catalog. You can select and search for which ones you want to add to the live stream. You add a title, you add a start time, and then video source. So if you're going truly live, this is where you will just leave it as phone camera. If you are broadcasting, you are going to select, there's a different option. It's like a third-party software or something, I think it says. You can boost your live stream, so you can put money behind boosting it. We have tested this and have seen great results, but you're also going to get great results if you just don't boost it and just leave it and leave it as a truly free opportunity. You can also add promo codes specifically for people watching your live stream. And then of course you can get a link to share your live stream, which I would highly encourage you guys to do. Share it on social, share it, if you have an email list, just get it out there and encourage people to watch. I will also say that once the live stream's over, you can download it and reuse it too. Okay, guys, so this is actually our last service we'll be going over. I wanted to end on something really fun, holiday gift guides. So this is our only off of Amazon opportunity that I'm talking about today. There are a lot more. You can do social ads, you can, talk to your customers via social media. But this one I think is influencer marketing is the new word of mouth marketing. And especially now, this is the time to reach people through their trusted influencers. So for example, this is really the only time of year that I shop for my dad, just as an example. So I'm going to turn to some of my trusted influencers and look at their Christmas gifts for dads list, because I need help this, in that area searching and buying gifts for my dad. So I'm going to turn to people I trust, which really are influencers. The way to do this, so there are lots of ways to find influencers. You can use a software, which is what we have access to. We have hundreds of thousands of influencers that we work with through this software, and it makes it really easy to find the right influencers. But if you don't have access to a software, you can work with an agency, or you can just start and go out grassroots messaging people on Instagram, messaging bloggers, asking if they'd want to feature your product. Some of them will do it just in exchange for the product. Some of them will ask for a fee for cash compensation, but it's definitely worth it. I would say it's a time-consuming endeavor if you're doing it that way, but it can be very, very worth it to gain placements like this. And then once you gain a placement and it goes live, make sure you promote it on your social accounts, on your website, really everywhere you can. So if you need any help with influencer marketing or have any questions, let us know. And that really brings us to the end of our services, talking through the services, and we will start our live Q&A. And I see that there are a few of these that have been answered already, but we will address some of them. So Jen, someone asked what the best third-party tools are for keyword research. What would you recommend as your favorites?
That is such a loaded question because everyone's needs are just a little bit differently. So I can speak to the ones that we actively use and have grown to love, but I must note that we use it for much more than just keyword research. So Jungle Scout is kind of our go-to, like all-in-one Amazon tool service provider. They obviously have keyword tools that help you find new keywords, see what is popular in your category and those kinds of items, but Jungle Scout also offers listing builder that will help you create your listings. And so let's say you dump a list of keywords you want to write. As you're writing your listing copy, as you use those keywords, they'll check off in your list. So that's just scratching the surface of things that Jungle Scout has to offer. And so that is definitely our go-to. If you truly, though, are just looking for something that is keyword research, we might consider or advise to check out Merchant Words. That is strictly just Amazon search volumes. And then perhaps even Selix has a tool called Sonar that you can drop ASINs in or keyword strings. And those are going to be like Amazon specific numbers.
Great, thank you so much. There was a question, are holiday gift guides in Amazon Live available in Amazon EU? And holiday gift guides, this is an off of Amazon placement, so you would be wanting to work with European-based influencers, and that is absolutely something that can be done. There are influencers, bloggers in Europe that have, and that's actually a really great way, especially if you're newer in that market, to gain some recognition, build up your brand there. So I would highly recommend that. Amazon Live, unfortunately, is only available in the US right now. Yes. Okay.
Perfect. There is another question I saw come through, and it's asking if I run a campaign, do sales alternate between Kaspien as the official reseller and through that brand's actual seller account? So that really does vary by campaign type. And so there wasn't details in here noting which type of campaign, but I can speak to sponsored products. Those campaigns, they only run if whoever set up the campaign is winning the buy box. So if you're the one running the campaign, if you're not in the buy box, then you're not going to see any of those sales come to your account and vice versa. So sponsored products, you have to win the buy box to see those sales. Sponsored brand ads, those ones will run regardless of who's winning the buy box. So if that's something that you set up, it doesn't matter who's in the buy box, but whoever is, once someone clicks into that ad and converts, that's the person that's going to receive those sales. Katie, does it matter for any of your inbound marketing campaigns? Do sales split between the two accounts?
Yeah. So if you're running social ads or doing an influencer, anything that's off of Amazon directing back to the listing, it's automatically going to go to whoever is in the buy box at the time. So it can vary, and that's something to keep in mind if you have multiple sellers in the buy box.
Great. And I just realized I forgot one as well. Sponsored display ads. That is another one that I'm pretty sure that they're going to run regardless of who's in the buy box as well. So whoever's winning the buy box when someone is brought back to the Amazon market, they're the one that is most likely going to get the sales attributed.
Great. There's another one. Do you have any recommendations for gift guides for more household type products that aren't necessarily giftable items? I would say household type items are one of the easiest ones to have promoted through influencers, because there are so many lifestyle and mom influencers that would love, and it would very naturally fit into their feed. So yes, I won't list specifics out here, but that is something that, if you want to have a further conversation with us, reach out. We have lots, literally hundreds of thousands of influencers, and a lot of data to find the correct ones. So we have a lot of data on their demographics. So we're able to really match your brand with the perfect influencers. So yeah, reach out if you want to talk more about that. Okay, there's another one that came in. What's the best budget as a startup with Amazon display ads to leverage over competitors? Is there an average budget threshold to cross before gaining better exposure and traffic? And how long does it usually take to gain consistent traffic using these display ads, again, being a new Amazon retail account? That really depends. That's not a great answer, but I would say, go ahead and start with what you can and test from there. I would say, we often say our minimum threshold to start a campaign is $300 a month. So if you're able to do that, give it a shot and see what that gets you. And maybe you're running out daily and you need to boost that. So I would start from there. But yeah, I think really just it's going to depend on your brand and your products. All right, guys, last call for questions. We'd love to answer any last ones that come in. And just a reminder, you guys will get an email with this by end of day, so feel free to rewatch, send to your colleagues. We also have on-demand webinars. This will be up on our website soon, on demand, as well as a whole bunch of others, so I'd encourage you to check those out. One thing I forgot to mention is we do have a really in-depth blog post all about Amazon Live that we just updated. So we will also send that link to the blog post in our follow-up, and it's going to go over everything I talked about even more in depth if you want to get started with that. All right. On that note, we are going to call it. And thank you so much. Have a great rest of your Q4. Reach out to us through our website if we can be of any of assistance. And yeah, thanks for attending.
Thanks, guys. Have a great one.